Yo, what is up? This is Devin of GarbageSquad, and going to be doing an updated deck profile to my Evil Twins. And as you guys can see from the title below, I did get second place at my locals. I went 2-1-0, 2 wins, 1 tie, and 0 loss. The 1 tie, honestly, it was because of time. Honestly, if we had time to play a third game, I honestly feel very confident that I could have won. But unfortunately, like when we got to game 3, we were just running out of time. We had like 3 minutes left on the timer, and we just both decided to just call it a tie. So I mean, it is what it is. And I will admit, our locals is actually like very, very small. So there was only like about 8 or 10 of us participating. But anyways, yeah, overall got second place. So let's just go ahead and get into this deck profile. Alright, so first of all, obviously we're going to be playing triple copies of Live Twin Lilla, triple copies of Kiss a Kill. This is just standard. And then we do play 2 copies of Kiss a Kill Frost, as well as 1 copy of Little Treat. I know a lot of people are actually bumping down Frost to 1 and just running the 1-to-1 ratio of the Treat and Frost. But me personally, I still really like the second Frost. Like if I draw into it, then I'll know for sure that I'll have an Evil Twin follow-up play at least. Like if I can't use it that turn, I'll have it for next turn. And sometimes you will want to like get the Frost effect to banish itself to draw a card multiple times. And then we are playing the 1 copy of Evil Twins Kiss a Kill and Lilla. We play this card now because of the fact that Trouble Sunny is a thing. Because Trouble Sunny can actually banish itself from the graveyard and send this card directly from the deck to the graveyard, or hand or face up field. So you can send like your Link 2 Evil Twins as well. But yeah, this is really good. Honestly, during the tournament, this never really came up. I never really opted to play it or to dump it. So after playing the tournament, honestly, I was debating about cutting this out for just like maybe another hand trap or something like that. But yeah, this just did not see play at all, like 0. Next, I do play a Dogmatika package. So I'm playing triple copies of Ecclesia. I'm actually not playing, well, spoiler alert, I'm not playing Nadir Servants in this build because of the fact that the extra deck is extremely tight. You just cannot make room for Nadir Servant targets. So I opted to just play the triple Ecclesia on her own. Like if you draw her, honestly, like you want to see her in your starting hand and a twin. Ecclesia just helps makes OTKs a lot easier, to be honest. And it also helps during like your starting hand or going first. You set up your twin play and then summon Ecclesia effect to add the Fleur, and then you'll have Fleur as an interruption for your opponent's turn. So Ecclesia, I just really like having it. And then I play 2 copies of Fleur de Lis. Again, it's just another interruption, a searchable interruption. Can also help push out for game because it makes all your Dogmatika monsters gain 500 attack. And then the last Dogmatika card I'm playing, this is actually my own spicy little tech. I am playing 1 copy of Dogmatika Nexus. This is the the big bad boss monster for the Dogmatika archetype. So if you guys don't know what this card does, cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by its own effect. You can target 4 fusion, synchro, XC, and or link monsters in the graveyards. Special summon this card from your hand, and if you do, banish them. So that effect alone can also help interrupt our opponent. Well, not really interrupt, but disrupt our opponent's follow-up plays. So like if our opponent has like a bunch of pretty much extra deck monsters in their graveyard, then we can just use Nexus, banish them away, summon Nexus, and then Nexus is a 3200 beat stick and wall. So yeah, it's not going to be exactly easy to run over Nexus. And the cool thing about Nexus is that it also has an El Shaddai construct effect. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles a special summon monster, destroy all your opponent's attack position monsters. Then inflicts 800 damage to your opponent for each fusion, synchro, XC, and link monster destroyed by this effect. So yeah, Nexus will never lose a battle against a special summon monster. Next, onto my hand traps. My hand trap lineup is a little weird. I am playing double copies of Ash Blossom, 2 Ghost Spell, 1 Veiler, 2 Cypher Gamma, and 1 Driver. Hold on, I should actually throw it in here as well. I am playing 1 Imperm as well. I know this ratio looks probably extremely weird, especially like double Gamma only, like when everybody's running triple Gammas. Me personally, I just really like the 2-2 ratios. I've always had bad experiences with playtesting 3 of any hand trap. Like I've ran triple Ash Blossom for the longest time, kept drawing too many of them in the same hand, as well as Ghost Bell. I would draw too many of them in the same hand. The reasoning for running 2 gammas instead of 3, so pretty much the same reason. When I ran 3 gammas, I would always see multiple gammas in my hand, and that's just, yeah, that's not good. So I bumped it down to 2, and honestly, I see it enough to the point where it's not really bad at all. And then running 3, it was just I was drawing it too often. And on the plus side, if you use gamma on your opponent's turn, and they just, they end, gamma and driver will just get banished, and then you'll only have the 1 gamma as a brick instead of 2. And then 1 Veiler and 1 Imperm. This could easily be double Imperm or double Veiler, but I just wanted variety, so I just went with the 1 Veiler and the 1 Imperm. So yeah, that is my hand trap lineup. Onto the spells. I play triple copies of Sunny Snitch. This is basically the tanky of the deck. You activate it, search your life twin from the deck to the hand, and then while you control an evil twin monster, each time your opponent special summons or normal summons, you gain 200 health, and then you burn your opponent for 200. That effect didn't really help me with like the time game, but I was able to burn one of my opponents down enough to where like they just could not summon anymore. They basically just couldn't summon anymore. And then I'm playing triple copies of Secret Password. This is essentially just 6 copies of Sunny Snitch. You do have other spell and traps that you can search out as well, but if you don't have Sunny Snitch, yeah, you're almost always going to be searching out Snitch. Then I played 2 copies of Live Twin Home. This is the E-Telly of the deck. So because we got the new Trouble Sunny as an evil twin boss monster, Live Twin Home locking us into evil twins in the extra deck does not hurt us anymore. Like it legit just does not hurt us anymore, that restriction or limitation. Because most of the time, if you don't see your extenders in your hand, and you just see your starters, most likely you're just gonna go into Trouble Sunny anyways and just end off of that. And Live Twin Home also helps you play around Nibiru. So if you summon all your monsters and then you get Nibiru'd, you get the token, and then Live Twin Home into one of your, or bring out one of your twins, just go back into your Kiss-a-Kill or Lila. From there, you'll most likely have to just pass turn, but at least you'll still have your twin engine going. Then I'm playing 2 copies of Dark Ruler No More. So I decided to main deck the Dark Ruler No More, because for one, droplets are too pricey. If you have droplets, yeah, run droplets over the Dark Rulers in the grind game, or if you're forced to go second, Dark Ruler No More can just really help break your opponent's boards. And then for the last spell I play, I'm playing 1 Call by the Grave, obvious reasons, to just get around hand traps or stop effects from going off in the grave. Then for the trap lineup, I am playing 1 copy of Evil Twin Present, 1 copy of Evil Twin Challenge, and 2 copies of Solemn Judgment. So I play Solemn Judgment just because it's Solemn Judgment. It's still a really good card, and also I don't have strikes. Even if I had strikes, I think I would probably do Strike and Judgment, but I'm not 100% sure on that because Judgment has helped me out so much. It did actually save me in one of my tournament rounds. So yeah, Solemn Judgment, I don't know if I can cut it. And then Challenge, it's just in Archetype, Monster Reborn, summons out your Kiss-a-Kill or Lila. And unfortunately, it doesn't affect Trouble Sunny. Like, you cannot bring out Trouble Sunny with this thing. So I've debated about taking this out for like a regular Monster Reborn, so I can just reborn Trouble Sunny. But at the same time, Monster Reborn, I would have to hard draw it. Whereas Evil Twin Challenge is searchable through Secret Password. And then I play Evil Twin Present still. I think I've seen a few people or a few players actually opt to take this out. Me personally, I still really enjoy it. And it's mainly because it's a searchable interruption. If you control a Kiss-a-Kill or Lila, you can target one of your Kiss-a-Kills or Lilas that you control and one face-up monster your opponent controls and then creature swap permanently. And a lot of people who don't know the Evil Twin archetype or don't know how to play against it, this will actually like catch them off guard a lot and can sometimes just be quite difficult for your opponent to actually play through, because like, again, you're sealing one of their monsters, and if they bring out like a boss monster and you just Evil Twin Present, take it away from them, what are they gonna do? At that point, they're just gonna have to hope that they have extenders to play past this and bring out another boss monster. So yeah, it's just too good in my opinion to cut at the moment, at least. On to the extra deck. I am playing 1 Cyframe Lord Omega. Made this once during the tournament, and it was literally my first time ever actually playing this card. but it did help me OTK, so it was pretty cool. Came in clutch when it needed to. And then I played triple copies of Kiss a Kill, yeah, standard. And then I played 2 copies of Lilla. This is honestly a new ratio for me. For the longest time in all of my previous Evil Twin builds, I've always played triple copies of Lilla and triple copies of Kiss a Kill. Because in the long grind game, sometimes you do need both Kiss a Kill and Lilla at 3. But because of Trouble Sunny, honestly, it's like having 2 Lillas hasn't been that much of an issue for me. Like if you have Trouble Sunny out, Trouble Sunny is going to be able to recycle both of these out onto the field from the grave. And then these 2 alone can already cycle each other out. So as much as I hated seeing other people playing like 2 Lillas only, honestly, it's not that bad. There were times where I did miss the 3rd copy of Lilla, but at the same time, I didn't necessarily need it. And then the next monster we're playing is obviously 2 copies of Evil Twins Trouble Sunny. I played 2 for the tournament, but if I had a 3rd copy, I would definitely be playing a 3rd copy. Because there was definitely times where I was like, I needed to go into a 3rd copy, but I just couldn't. Because obviously I don't have one. 2 copies of Trouble Sunny is definitely a must. I know some people are playing 2 anyways, but I think 3 is where it's at, in my honest opinion. Trouble Sunny is just so good because, like for example, let's just say you're going first and you make your board, you just end your board off or on a Trouble Sunny alone. It's a 3300 beat stick. Your opponent is gonna have to spend resources to try and get a monster out that can beat this over. And again, this is 3300, so it's not exactly going to be a walk in the park. And if they do so, and they enter battle phase, and they just try to attack over, Trouble Sunny can just tag herself out for Kiss a Kill and Lilla in the graveyard. Lilla can just target and pop the boss monster. So yeah, it's just like, most of the time, sitting on a Trouble Sunny on your end board, honestly can just be very, very good and scary alone. And the fact that Trouble Sunny comes out off of 1 card combo, it's pretty insane. It's pretty insane. Next, I am playing the Link Devotee, Disciple, and IP Masquerena package. I still feel like this is too good to cut. I know a lot of people are actually cutting this for like the Gachi Gachi Gentetsu or Sky Cavalry, Downerd, and Zeus, which is good. The Zeus package is still really good and extremely easy to make in this deck. But for going first, I still, if I can make it, I still opt for the IP Masquerena and Disciple Devotee play. Because IP Masquerena still gives you a bunch more options to interrupt your opponent. Because we play things like Unicorn, Griffin, Abomination, and Underworld Goddess. And honestly, if I had the 3rd copy of Trouble Sunny, Abomination would be the cut, to be honest. Because through playtesting and my experience from locals, Abomination never made it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a good card, but the fact that Trouble Sunny, it's pretty much better to go into Trouble Sunny than Abomination. And then Underworld Goddess is just Underworld Goddess. It's a Link Kaiju. It's literally just another way to out Dragoon or destroy Phoenix Enforcer. But anyways, yeah, Unicorn and Griffin, they're also just really good to help you net pluses. And then onto the side deck that I played for my locals. I played triple copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance. Never sided it in, never needed to. So yeah, it was there. Then I played 2 Phantasme. Didn't side it in ever. None of my matchups actually played Links, so Phantasme was kind of just sitting here on the bench. Then I have 2 copies of Lancia. It's just a safe option for the side deck, from my personal opinion. But again, as Phantasme, I never needed Lancia, so Lancia was just on the bench. 2 Nibiru. I did side this in against one of my matchups, and I will get into my matchups after I show the side deck. Then I also have 2 copies of Contact C. Sided this in quite a lot. Got 1 copy of Ghost Ogre, which I understand, like, if this is probably going to look weird, but yeah, I do have 1 copy of Ghost Ogre. And then I do have 1 Pinkertops and 2 copies of Alpha. So Pinkertops and the copies of Alpha, they were just to kind of help me break my opponent's boards if I was forced to go second. Never cited Pinkertops, but I did cite in Alpha, but never needed it, to be honest. Like, I drew into Alpha, but I never needed it. So on to my tournament matchups. Round 1, I went up against my buddy Michael. He was playing Paleo Frogs, and honestly, out of everybody there, he was one of my most intimidating opponents to go up against, because Michael is a really good player. But I got lucky, and he made a couple of misplays, and he didn't understand fully how Evil Twins worked. So the lack of matchup knowledge on his side definitely helped me quite a bit. So game 1, I won the die roll. I think I just set up Trouble Sunny. I think that's all I ended off on. Pass turn, and then he said a bunch of stuff. I think summoned Swap Frog, and then dumped Ronin. Swap Frog effect to bring it back to his hand, and then just pass turn. And then later on in the game, I started swinging with Trouble Sunny, and then he activated some trap cards, and activated his Paleos in the graveyard, started summoning his Paleos, and then activated Wabaku, so his Paleos didn't get destroyed, so had a pass turn. And then during his turn, he did mention to me after the game that he made a misplay and forgot to activate one of his Paleos in the grave to summon. And then on my board, later on in the game, I ended off with, I had Evil Twin Lilla and Kiss Kill Frost on my field. Michael activates Ice Dragon's Prison, and actually he special summoned my live twin Lilla from the graveyard to his side of the field, and he was like, okay, he's like, banish your Lilla monster, your Lilla Link monster. I was like, don't they have to be the same type? And he looked at Evil Twin Lilla, he's like, what? It's a fiend? And he looked at the Lilla that he took from my graveyard, he's like, it's a Cybers? He's like, okay, well, banish your Kiss Kill Frost then. I was like, I can't, it's an Aqua. He's like, what? He was like, oh man, I should have looked at it first. So it was pretty funny, but very unfortunate that he made that misplay. Honestly, that misplay really hurt him. I drew, and then I just pretty much OTK'd him from there, I think. And then going into game 2, I actually sided in Contact C against him, hoping to stop him from summoning Totally Awesome. So start of game 2, obviously, Paleo Frogs, they're gonna go first. Michael said a bunch of a back row, and honestly, I was like, oh, like what? That's not good. Passes for turn. I make the Evil Twin play for Lilla's pop effect. Pop one of his back row. He activates it instead, and then pretty much starts dumping Paleos from his deck to the grave and stuff like that. I end off on Trouble Sunny, and then it goes to his turn. He starts activating traps, summons his Paleos from the grave to the field. And then he had 2 Paleos on the field, and then he ends up summoning a Swap Frog. And then with Swap Frog, he dumped a frog from his deck to the grave. And then he used his 2 Paleos and the Swap Frog to go into that rank 3. I can't remember which, or the rank 3 Paleo monster. Can't remember what it's called. But it's the one that during either player's turn, you can detach a card and then target a card on the field and destroy. So he activated its effect, targeting my Trouble Sunny to try and destroy it, and then I just changed Trouble Sunny's effect, summoned Kiss Kill and Lilla. Kiss Kill drew me a card, and then he entered battle phase, tried to swing into one of my twins. I activated Evil Twin Present, giving him my Kiss Kill and taking his Paleo Link or Paleo XC monster. And then he goes to main phase 2. I think he summons either Ronin or I think he summoned Ronin from the graveyard, and then linked off into Nightmare Unicorn. But unfortunately for him, he used too many resources from his hand, so he had like nothing to discard for Unicorn's effect. So he just sat on a Unicorn, and then passed for turn. I drew, pretty much brought back out Trouble Sunny, used my Paleo monster's effect, detach, destroy the Unicorn, and then I pretty much just had game from there. And then on to round 2, I did play against my buddy Levi. He was playing Dragon Maids, and I was a little afraid because Dragon Maids, yeah, it's Dragon Maids. Game 1, I won the die roll, so I went first, and I set up my IP Masquerena board with the Disciple and Devotee, and then pass for turn. Levi goes, he summons Chamber Dragon Maid, activates effects, and then I attempted to Ash Blossom it, and then he chained Crossout, gets Chamber's effects, ends his board on a Dragon Maid Shio, I think is the fusion monster's name. And when it came to my turn, I just baited out Shio's effect. Shio went back to the extra deck, and then House Dragon Maid came out, and then I just popped it, went to Trouble Sunny, dropped my Dogmatika Ecclesia, and then grabbed Fleur, summoned Fleur, and then just pretty much attacked for game. And then game 2, he went first, and then he ended up popping off, ended up outgrinding me and summoning a bunch of his Dragon Maid monsters. He had like 2 House Dragon Maids. I think he had Tinkek, or whatever the big red dragon is. He had Lorpar, the big green dragon, and like I don't know, he just outgrinded me, and I just couldn't do a whole lot. And then by the end of game 2, we only had like 3 minutes left in the round, so we just opted to make the game a tie. So yeah, that was my one tie throughout the night. And then round 3, I went up against my buddy Andy, and he was playing heroes. I got lucky that night because I won the die roll every single round, so pretty fortunate for me. But yeah, game 1, I went first, set up my board, interrupted him too many times for him to actually do anything. So my turn, I just broke what board he was able to make, and then just pretty much swung for game. And then game 2 lasted a little bit longer, but I ended up taking the dub because I outgrinded him. And also due to the fact that he did misplay, he actually potentially could have won that round or that game, but he misplayed during the battle phase, and pretty much he had the opportunity to wipe out my 2 twins, Kisakil and Lila, off the field, and I would have been left with just, I think I just had Ecclesia on the field, but he opted to just kill off the Ecclesia and one of my twins, and that was it. So he just passed his turn from there. I draw. I just literally just recycle my twins back out, and then reuse their effects, go into Trouble Sunny, and then start wiping his board out, and pretty much just ended up swinging for game. So by the end of the tournament, I ended up getting 2nd place. My buddy Lapau ended up getting 1st place, going undefeated with Virtual World. So congrats to him. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this deck profile. That's really all I had. This video is going on much longer than I honestly wanted it to be. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it or liked it, hit that like button. And if you guys want to see more deck profiles or anything Yu-Gi-Oh related that I might post on this channel, feel free to subscribe. It's a free subscription, so you know, why not? And yeah, this is Devin of GarbageSquad signing out. Peace.